My first experience of growth was in a business that grew from 4 million to 120 million. Now, I took those lessons to my next business where we grew from 25 million revenue to 170 million revenue in just 3.5 years. And over the last 3 years, I've worked with over 50 businesses, from award-winning tech startups to businesses with over 2,000 employees. And what I've seen is 7 common mistakes when it comes to businesses failing to grow. Let me share those with you. If you want to grow your business successfully and sustainably, make sure you avoid these 7 common mistakes. Now, the first mistake is failing to commit. Do you want the truth?
I want the truth!
Growth is really hard. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. The businesses that succeed are the ones that go all in. Commitment is about committing your resources, your time. It's about taking risk. You're not going to grow if you don't really go for it. Commitment is about keeping going when plan A doesn't work. Plan A rarely works. Now, a lot of people give up when the plan doesn't work. It's not the plan that's failed, it's the commitment. Then you got to go to plan B. Plan B rarely works. Those businesses that are committed just keep going until they find the right answer and the right solution. The next mistake is no strategy. A failure to plan is a plan to fail. A strategy is all about setting a goal and how you're going to achieve it. Strategy requires you to understand your market, to understand your customers, to understand how the world is changing and how you're going to meet their needs. Who are your competitors and what do they stand for? And what are you going to do to take market share from them? The next mistake I see a lot is companies doing what they've always done. Now, lots of companies are failing to achieve their growth goals, and yet they don't change what they're doing. If you don't change what you're doing, then you're not going to change the results that you get. The other thing that I see is that technology is constantly changing the world. And if companies carry on doing exactly what they've always done, they're going to get left behind. The next mistake I see is companies focusing exclusively on sales. Now, sales are essential to grow your business, but they're not the whole story. If you put 100% of your resources and effort on your sales, then you lose sight of the quality of what you're delivering. And if you lose sight of the quality of what you're delivering, then your customers are not going to be happy. And unhappy customers, they leave you. Now, I call these businesses OPUDs because they overpromise and underdeliver. Contrasting to OPUDs, let's come to number 5. The next mistake is organizations not investing enough in sales. Now, these are businesses that have great services and products, and yet they're not growing because they put all of their effort and focus on their product. I call these businesses noble flatliners. They're noble because what they really stand for is quality, but they fail to grow because they don't invest enough in specialist sales and marketing staff, which is really essential for growth. The 6th mistake that I see is businesses growing for the sake of growth. Growth can become addictive, particularly when you've got shareholders to report to. But actually, when it becomes just about growth, businesses lose sight of their priorities. Constant growth puts a lot of pressure on a business, and organizations that are addicted to growth often find themselves going into markets and new areas that they're not really suited for. And again, that is not good for business. The other issue that happens here is companies can't fulfill the increased demand that their sales create. And again, that leads to more unhappy customers. And unhappy customers means lost revenue. The 7th and final mistake that I see organizations make is that they fail to keep up with growth. They fail to look ahead and see what's going to be required in the future. This applies to their systems, their processes, their governance. It applies to their talent. For organizations to grow, they need to have these things in place for the organization they're going to be tomorrow, not the organization that they were yesterday. And there you have it. They're the 7 common mistakes that I see in businesses that are failing to grow sustainably. So if you avoid those mistakes, you're going to succeed and you're going to grow your business.